Digital Watchdog's rapid review, arming you with knowledge, because it's always better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. My name is Scott Cappelletti. So excited for today's episode. Today we're diving into Digital Watchdog's deep learning AI powered analytics. You know what? Let's skip the preamble. Let's get right into the content, and we'll do a post-amble when we're done. So let's go ahead and let's start up Digital Watchdog Spectrum software. Here we are on a beautiful June day. We're back in playback mode on a beautiful June day in Cerritos, California. We're looking at Digital Watchdog's new AMPR MMCR camera, automatic number plate recognition camera. A license plate reader camera that captures the data, makes it searchable and actionable. This model also has the MMCR built-in make and model color recognition camera. So yeah, we could even search literally by Tesla, Ford, whatever you want, Navigator, make and model of a car and the color of the car as well. I chose this camera for today's presentation because this camera also has all the other analytics that Digital Watchdog offers. So here we are in Spectrum. It doesn't have to be a special version of Spectrum. It just has to be an updated version of Spectrum, and either you're using one of our AI cameras or an AI server, but we'll get more into that in the post-amble. If we want to turn on analytics, I go over here to the navigation pane. I come up here to the top right-hand corner. I hit the object search. Look what happens to the timeline down below. Now, instead of the red that we're all used to seeing with Spectrum when we do a smart motion search, that yellow is indicating that we have analytics. It could be any one of these analytics on the screen right there. We could detect bicycles, cars. We could do some of the basic things you can see in other analytics as well. Cyclists, forklifts, head. Head is for behind a counter, for the record. So if you have somebody behind like a jewelry counter, let's say, we can detect those people as well because we're not getting the full wireframe of their body. Motorcycles, people, plates, trucks, all that jazz. Let's see it in action. Enough talk. Look at that yellow on the bottom of the screen. I'm going to hit bicycle. Look how that yellow changes. Now, all the yellow you're seeing on the screen is anytime that there was a bicycle. All we got to do is hit the play button, and Spectrum will do the magic it always does. There's a bicycle. From 8 o'clock in the morning to 10:31, we automatically jump to 11:47 the next time we got a bicycle. From 11:47, it automatically jumps to the next time. Again, why waste your time? You know what you want to get. Click on it, and we'll bring you right to it. You can change your mind on the fly. You say, you know what? I don't want to get everything. I want to get specifically just an area. I'm going to hit this button right here. We can highlight an area. Just like we can do smart search, we can now highlight an area just for analytics. So now I can say, forget bicycles. I want to see any car that pulls into this box right here. Hit the play button, give Spectrum a half a second to catch up. I mean, come on, it's like magic. And a car starts pulling in. We're ignoring bicycles now. We're just seeing cars pulling into that spot. I could change it up. I can pause it. I can go back over here. We could say, you know what, forget that. I want to see only people. Hit the play button. We'll now ignore cars and only see people walking through, and her hand touched it, so that counts. Anybody that walks through, we're now determining just people in the scene. Break it up. You could search from down here and let it play through, or you can even use over here the notification panel to quickly search through. Let me give you an example. Forget people. I want to see motorcycles. Who drove through here? Only 2 motorcycles. So yeah, why even go through all this when I can just click on that thumbnail? Spectrum will bring you right to that point, and there's a motorcycle going through our parking lot, through this box that we drew. Click on this one, it brings you right to that point as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it's whatever you want. We can go over here, we can go to trucks. We'll start to see trucks coming in. We'll randomly click over here. I'll hit the play button, and now you're going to see trucks rolling through. How easy is that? But wait, there's more. Act now. So what we can do over here as well, we can go over here, keep this camera on here. Let's change it up to plate number. Because besides doing all the line crossing and the people detecting that I showed you, we talked about how this is an AMPR MMCR camera. So now at the bottom of the screen, you'll see again, the yellow has changed. Now, instead of picking up a car or truck, it's only going to show you when it successfully captured a tag, skipping past all the nonsense. Even harsh angles like that, believe it or not, we got that tag. Now, we can sit here and play through, but most likely, if you're looking for a tag, a license plate, you probably know what you're looking for, or maybe at least a partial. So let's use this car for an example. We have a car, which, by the way, how cool is this? You see in the car itself, and then we zoom in and give you the actual plate. And then there's all your metadata right down there. How cool is that? But anyway, I digress. So let's say you have a partial plate in your head. Somebody drove away with something. They stole something. I didn't get the whole plate, but it definitely started with a 9AZ. Go to the top right-hand corner. Type in 9AZ. Now, both on the timeline below and right here, you only see 9AZ. I hit the play button. There's 9AZ pulling in right there. I mean, look at that. First of all, beautiful image, even in the shadows with the contrast right there. And we're getting that plate. And it's going to skip and only show me that car. So from 8:40 in the morning on July 1st, we automatically jump to July 2nd, 8:30. They must have went out the back way. Only showing you that car you asked for, 9AZ. You want to get a quicker view of this car coming in, hit the advance button. What the advance button is going to do, and part of me, that's my fault for not cleaning up after my last presentation, but what the advance button is going to do is bring up this window right here. Every time 9AZ was in this camera, every time we recorded it, shows you right here. Look how simple that is. I want to see this one right here. It's this car. It's this 9AZ. It's this guy on this day rolling through those shadows. I click on it. We give you a little preview of that analytic event. Is it this that you're looking for? Sure. Yep, that's the one. You can either double click or you can hit show on layout. You hit show on layout or double click. It's going to bring you right to that moment. How cool is that? You can even break it down further. Let's go back here. Let me clean up my mess. Let me close out Spectrum, this version of Spectrum over here. Let's go back over here. I want to do something else. I don't remember the plate, but I remember it was a Tesla. I type in Tesla up here. Get rid of plate number. Now, every time there's a Tesla, I hit play, give Spectrum a moment. There's Teslas going in and going out. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. The future is now. You're seeing nothing but Teslas. Again, pause it, hit that advance button. And here's every single Tesla in this camera's recorded history. Just like before, if you want to, you can look at these little preview windows. Was it this day where you have all the shadows in the ground? Yep, that's the one. Double click if you want to. We bring you right back to that day. And there's that Tesla leaving. How cool is that? It's analytics made simple. It's easy analytics. It's remarkably complicated behind the scenes, but it's so easy for us to use. Let's break it down. Let's do the post demo that I promised you. Now that we've seen how it works, let's close out Spectrum. Let's go over here. We're going to do a quick little PowerPoint to take you through what this is. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn on my screen real quick. There I am. I'm back. How you guys doing? So here we go. Let's roll through this. How does this all work? Now that we've seen the AI in action, how does it work? So basically, let's talk about the old school way of doing it so you understand how the new school way works. The old school was pixel-based analytics, meaning if you had a bunch of pixels that were moving around in an area, we had a software back in the day that would say, all right, I'm going to draw a box around all these moving pixels. And kind of like the lady that you see on the screen over here, if that box is a rectangle going up and down, it's most likely a person. And if I have a square over here that's moving around, all these pixels are moving, we'll draw a square around it, that's most likely a vehicle. But here's the thing, it was still a guess. And it still heavily relied on calibration, on setting it up just right. And back in the day, the old school way of doing analytics could take up to 20 to 30 minutes of calibration per camera. With our new offering, it's deep learning, meaning you set it up, you turn on the analytics, it takes between 5 and 40 minutes by itself. You move on to the next camera, it calibrates for you. And the way it works with the AI-powered deep learning analytics, instead of pixels moving around, it works the way our brain works. It works by us turning on an AI and then feeding it thousands of reference images of people, all sorts of people from all sorts of different angles, until the AI came back and said, I got it. I know what a person is. We're good. We did the same things with cars, trucks, vans, forklifts, motorcycles, all that jazz. We put in there and learned it in. And by the way, our updates are free. So as we make them better, as we make the analytics better and we feed it more and more reference images, that'll be a firmware update for your camera. That'll be a plugin update or a Spectrum update for free. That's how we roll. So again, the old school way was pixel-based. Looking at the differences in pixels, the new school way is seeing the world the way we're seeing, an AI watching the world the way we do and saying, well, yeah, that's a person, obviously. Let's see this in action. besides what I just showed you. So on the left side of your screen is the old school way of doing analytics. Look up here, guys. Group of people, wrong. Person, wrong. Again, this is the old school way on the left side of the screen. Clutter over here, the trees blowing in the wind, a group of people down there, wrong. It did its best, but it was a guess. The right side of your screen is our new deep learning AI powered analytics. Look at that. That is a car, correct. That was a person behind the trees, correct. That is a truck, not a group of people, correct. I mean, you set this thing up the right way. You could see we're getting 40% accuracy, 80%. You set it up the right way. Between 80 and 90% accuracy all day long. The difference is clear. It's right in front of you. Old school way on the left, new school way on the right. Now, beyond doing people detection, car detection, truck detection, all that jazz, motorcycles, everything that we talked about, it does have all the other analytics that you've grown to love. So all of these are also included. Anytime you see DWAI, you're getting these guys up here, but you're getting all these analytics. So I won't go through all of them. You can read on your own. You can always pause the video if you want to. The one thing I'll talk about is logic rule combination. I love that we do this. What's a logical rule? It's a if this, then that rule, meaning you really want to cut down on false positives, you combine analytics together. If you detect a person and it crosses this line, then trigger a notification. And we'll talk about the notifications in just a moment. If somebody enters an area and then they leave within X amount of time, whatever the case is, a logical rule is combining two different ways of analytics and creating a new one to further reduce those false positives. So if you have a harsh environment where maybe you can't mount the camera just right, maybe the camera's way too high for the analytics, but it's still picking up, 40, 50% accuracy, combine it with a regular rule like what you're seeing on the screen. And you can raise that accuracy up. For instance, maybe not for instance. We're going to go to this one instead. I'll show you a for instance in just a moment. We record these in one shot, ladies and gentlemen. So I've been going already for 10 minutes. I'm not starting over. You're going to have to deal with it. There's going to be some mistakes. There's going to be some errors. So let's go into this. How do we sell AI-powered analytics? What are the things I talk about? Really, these are all the different features, the ways that you can use our AI-powered analytics. Let's go through it real quick. Number one, push notifications. We came out with push notifications. Wait, Digital Watchdog didn't, but the world, let's say, came out with push notifications. And we all went crazy, right? Because it wasn't a text message anymore. It wasn't an email anymore. Now, live on our lock screen, we can get a notification and see what we want to see. And the world reveled, right? We were so excited. Here's a brand new thing. And now our surveillance systems, the world is right there at your fingertips instantaneously, fulfilling that promise of always being live on your site, even when you're not on your site. And then what happened to push notifications? Let's be honest. We turned them off. We turned them off because when back in the days of just motion, a pile of leaves is going to trigger a push notification. A cat on the floor will trigger a push notification. Now we can turn the analytics on and turn push notifications on. You can set it up so you only send a push notification out to the end user after hours. If it detects a person, if it detects a car, use these push notifications. Again, allowing you to truly let your customer be on the job site at any time. Let you be on the site, I should say, at any time, whoever's watching this video. Use your push notifications, number one. Number two, it allows you to do what I just showed you a moment ago, a smart analytics search, allowing you just to search for the individual plate that you're looking for the make and model of the car or for the person. And if you have our AI servers, you can even say, I want to see a person wearing red or carrying a red bag. Show me a blue car, a red car, whatever the case may be. You can now do your smart analytics search. Number one, push notifications. Number two, a smart analytics search. Number three, you can record only using analytics if you want to. So I didn't even show you that. You could choose to only record, only put data on your hard drive when it detects an analytic, when it detects a person, a car, a truck, or any of those things that we talked about a moment ago. And my most favorite, is that English? My favorite way to sell AI is by using it with our deterrence packages. In my opinion, AI is allowing surveillance to change the game. Forever, the Berg people in our industry, the fire people, the access control industry have all told us, you know what? CCTV is fun. It's definitely the most fun to sell. But, Berg people, we protect people. Fire, we save lives. Access control, we protect people. All CCTV does is watch. Okay, that was true. Granted, we helped arrest people for sure. But for the most part, they were right. Until now. Now, thanks to deep learning AI-powered analytics, we can deter crime. We can help lower crime rates. How? By combining it together with our deterrence. So Digital Watchdog is something called the Site Watch series. And what you're seeing on the screen right now is that. The Site Watch series consists of PoE devices. No need to call an electrician for anything that you're seeing on the screen right now. What do you have at the top of the screen? We have 120 decibel, two-way audio microphone built-in horn speaker. 120 decibel. Your Apple Watch will tell you 90 decibel is not safe for you. We can do 120 with that thing. Insanely loud. So how do we use it? We can use it by an analytic being triggered on a schedule. After hours, we see a person coming onto my parking lot. We can have that make a warning sound. We can have that do a pre-recorded message. I'm alerting the property owner that you're on this site. Leave immediately. At that exact moment, a push notification can be sent out. You can use that to have two-way audio. It has a microphone built into it. You can talk down using the DW Spectrum mobile app. You can literally get that push notification, hit the button, and then use a soft trigger in the app, a little button, and talk down. I see you wearing the red shirt with the beard. Get off my property. When you tell an unwanted person exactly what they're wearing, they know it's not a pre-recorded message. Unless it's a hardened criminal, an Ocean's 11 criminal that's been staking out and checking out your property. For the most part, most unwanted people are going to bail at that point. Let's go down to the bottom of the screen. All these noises are going off, right? What are those? Those are hardcore white lights. Again, PoE. No need to call an electrician. We can now provide our customers with floodlighting. But on top of that, it could be a strobe as well. So again, let's think about it. Unwanted person walks onto the scene after hours on a schedule. That horn starts going crazy, playing all sorts of sounds. Lets them know that the property owner is being called. Those lights can strobe like crazy. And when I tell you they're bright, they're insanely bright. Visit us at GSX. Visit us at ISC East or ISC West if you want to see it in person, or call your local Digital Watchdog representative and we'll bring one out to you. It is insanely bright. We start strobing while the warning noise is going off. And then maybe when they approach close enough, we turn on just a floodlight. We get something like 600 feet of white light with these things. You buy 3 of them and you put them on that 180-degree mount right there, true floodlight. Now we have a lit up area with white light, full color in total darkness, because it's not total darkness anymore. We illuminated the entire scene. Most unwanted people lurk in the shadows. They don't want to be in a brightly lit parking lot with all sorts of noises going off, with the property owner talking down and letting them know they're calling the police. Deterrence. Change the world. Use this. It's hyperbolic sales talk. I understand, but use our surveillance system to help make your site safer. It is hyperbolic sales talk, but it's also the truth. So let's talk about those logical rules in action. Here we are seeing it happening live. So what you see at the bottom of the screen is letting you know when that logical rule is triggered. Now, again, that could trigger off the horn, that could trigger off the lights, it could be a push notification, whatever the case is. But what you're seeing happening right now is a car coming down. If it enters that zone, and then with an X amount of time, it enters that other red zone, then the notification goes off. If this, then that. Logical rules, combining old school analytics with new school analytics to give you something new and to reduce those false positives. So cool. Now, Digital Watchdog AI is available in a couple different ways. The least expensive way is with our AI cameras. So we have a bunch of AI cameras. I want to say like 4 or 5 now, and that list is growing every single day. These AI cameras have everything I just told you about built into the camera itself. All you need is an updated version of Spectrum, and you can do everything I showed you. As long as it's on the latest, greatest version of Spectrum, you can do everything I showed you. Now, the color search is only available today in our AI servers, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But everything else, the people searching, the car searching, the license plate searching, all available. You could purchase an AI camera today and put it on your existing blackjack system, and you can do everything I just showed you. It's that easy. And there are licenses involved. I won't get into pricing, but everyone that knows Digital Watchdog knows that we do licenses the right way, the most ethical way. So there's a recording license and an AI license, but the AI license is even less expensive than our already cheap, down and dirty, inexpensive recording license. Comes with its own AI license, comes with its own recording license. The power right there in the palm of your hand. So that's the least expensive way to get our AI is with our AI cameras. You have other options. You can go with the AMPR, MMCR camera, which we talked about already. All those analytics we talked about, but now having the metadata of those license plates searchable, actionable. We didn't even talk about how you can create an allow and deny list. Tie this to a gate. Tie this to an access control system. Let certain cars in. Let's keep certain cars out. Regular DW AI cameras, our AMPR, MMCR AI camera, or you can work your way up to an AI appliance or an AI server. Let's talk about the AI appliances. Let's say you have an existing blackjack system and you have existing cameras and you're not ready to swap out all of those cameras. As long as that existing blackjack system is up to date with the latest, greatest version of Spectrum, you can buy one of these appliances, merge it together, put it in the same rack as your existing blackjack recorder, merge them together and apply everything I just showed you to all your existing cameras. I mean, as long as it's not some Costco brand from like 1990, as long as it's something made in the past 10 years, even HD over coax cameras through an encoder, we can apply analytics to that existing blackjack server using your AI appliance. You also can buy an AI server. So let's say it's a fresh install or it's an older install and it's time to upgrade. Same thing I told you about the appliances we can now do here, only these machines will record and apply our analytics to every existing camera on the system. So you got what? Your Digital Watchdog AI camera, your AMPR, MMCR cameras. You have your AI appliance to add our analytics to an existing blackjack server, and you have your AI server as well. Those are the ways you can get Digital Watchdog's AI analytics. So this is your support map, and we're going to bring it home right now, and we're going to go ahead and wrap up this presentation, but these are your manufacturer reps throughout the country. Let's go ahead and let's bring it home. So what do we talk about? We talked about AI. We talked about something that we've seen in movies prophesized for 60 years, 70 years? Arthur C. Clarke, way back in the day, I think it was like the 30s or 40s, was writing science fiction novels about this topic. We're at the point in the movie, ladies and gentlemen, where AI is changing the world. AI is making the world a better place, an easier place to live in. Embrace that, because it's so much fun. If you have Spectrum already, it's going to just completely supplement and add to your Spectrum experience. It's going to help fight crime. It's going to make your lives easier. It's the future, but I'm going to say it. The future is now. I love our AI. I love our AI offering. I love where we're going with the AI. You haven't seen anything yet. Way more to come. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor, like, subscribe, join, whatever your social media outlet allows you to do, because we have much more coming. Spectrum is coming up next. Thank you so much for joining. Until next time, my name is Scott Cappelletti, and this has been your Digital Watchdog Rapid Review.